Hey there folks, how you doing today? Welcome back to the channel. Please bear with any background racket that you might hear throughout this production. We are on location where life happens, and sometimes there's stuff going on right out there that can be heard in here. Also, real quick disclaimer, if you are sensitive to strobe lights or bright flashes of light, just know that we will be testing and demonstrating some high-powered flashlights throughout this production and plan accordingly. Out here on the table in front of me today are two very similar yet somewhat different pistols, both of which are equipped with weapon-mounted tactical lights. We will be handling these throughout the production, and just know that they have been double-checked, triple-checked to ensure that they are safe and empty. There's no ammunition either in the pistols or out here in our immediate workspace. We are doing the video today because we were recently contacted and asked to review the Warriorland Crossbow MA2 flashlight here for the Glock pistol. For comparison purposes, I have the Surefire X300U out here on my Glock Model 19X. So let's jump into today's video. The Glock 19, seen here, is more or less the industry standard for a compact 9mm pistol. Its bigger brother, the Glock 17, is essentially the same thing, just with a little bit longer barrel and a little bit longer grip to accommodate a couple of extra rounds. The Glock 19X, as seen here, is essentially the same pistol as the Glock 19, just with a longer grip and a slightly higher capacity. This particular one is equipped with more or less the industry standard for a pistol-mounted weapon light, which is the Surefire X300U. Let me give you the specs on that light real quick so that you will have something to compare the new Warriorland light to. The X300U has been around for several years. Militaries and law enforcement all around the world use it. They know that it is a proven workhorse and has lived up to the hype. This particular one has a 1,000 lumen output, and it has two modes. It has momentary on and constant on. This light does not have a strobe feature. If you wanted to buy one of these Surefire X300U lights today, if you went on Amazon or a similar online retailer, you would pay north of $300, probably about $360 to $375 for that light. It is powered by two CR123 batteries, and with good quality lithium batteries, you can expect a little over 1 hour of runtime with that particular unit. So now that you're somewhat familiar with the Surefire X300U, let's jump back over here and look at some of the features of the Crossbow MA2. Probably the biggest feature that I see as being different from this light versus the X300U or a TLR1 or a TLR7 or many of the other weapon-mounted lights that are readily available today is the internal rechargeable battery for the Warriorland product. The flashlight is rechargeable by way of this relatively short little magnetic, apparently proprietary charging cord, which attaches like this. I will throw up a close-up so you can see that a little better. The biggest issues I see with that is the cord is relatively short, so it would be hard to string it into your gun safe and charge it while it's in there. So you would need to either remove the light from the weapon, which requires tools, which we'll cover that here in just a minute, or else you would need to preferably render the weapon inoperable while it's out charging, just in case there's kids around or something like that. Probably the easiest way to do that I can think of would be simply to remove the slide from the weapon, plug it in to charge it, and then put it back together when you're done. The fully charged battery provides the Crossbow with an output of 800 lumens, which drops to 500 lumens when the battery reaches about 3/5 of its capacity. In addition to having a constant on or momentary on high output function, it also features a strobe mode as well as a tactical low output mode, for like if you were trying to open a door or something like that in low light. Now, concerning battery levels and light output, a fully charged Crossbow will give you about 10 minutes of 800 lumen output before it drops to that 500 lumen mark. Just know that while that is a significant reduction in output, 500 lumens for a pistol light is still pretty good, and I noticed that it ran at the 500 lumen level for about 20 minutes before it shut off. Realistically, while that is much less than the output from the Surefire X300U, on a light that's mounted to a pistol, you're probably not going to be running it for more than a couple of minutes at a time, so it really should be a non-issue. While it's a relatively new product, I haven't had it out for a long time. I haven't noticed any issues with it. I had the light out at the range with the weapon and tested it extensively, and I didn't notice any issues with it loosening up or any issues with it failing under recoil. The controls are intuitive. You can press it on and off from either side. The Warriorland, as seen here, is significantly smaller than the Surefire Light. I'll throw up some still images so you can see those side by side. While at the time of this recording, holsters for the Crossbow are only available for Glock platform pistols, the light is attachable to a variety of common weapons on the market today by way of interchangeable lugs that come with the unit. In addition to the Crossbow light being mountable to a variety of common pistols, you can also mount it to a common 1913 rail, such as the one on the bottom of this Kel-Tec Sub 2000. So what are my final thoughts on the Warriorland Crossbow MA2? Well, from a value standpoint, with an MSRP of $100 to include the holster, while long-term durability has yet to be determined, I can tell you that from what I've seen, it seems to be a solid value. So much so, I went ahead and picked up a second one to mount to my other Glock. Let me know what you think down below. I'd love to hear your thoughts on the Warriorland Crossbow. Until next time, take care and God bless.